What's up and welcome back to Nap Time Building. Hey, if you've been here the last couple videos, you know what we're working on. If you hadn't, we're working on the 55, okay? We're gonna start this video off cutting the spring perches off of the 9" that come out of the ranchero. And then we'll bring it in here after we get that ground down, smoothed out. Oh, my foot's giving me a problem today. But after we get them cut off, cleaned up, drag it in here, slide it up under the rear end, and start looking at some parts. Let's get after it. All right, so here's our rear end. Our 9" out of the old ranchero here. Last video we had her hoisted up and ripped her all out, and she ain't nothing but a rust bucket, so we're using her for whatever parts or pieces we can get. We gotta cut them perches off, smooth it out, and then we'll wheel that sucker inside here. Oh, Jeep just chilling over there. Look at her, just chilling. But we'll get them cut off, ground down, moved inside, slide her up under there around about where we want it. And then show y'all some parts that come in. So let's get after it. All right, man, tell you what, I've lost a couple pounds, but that ain't enough, okay? I need about 30 more. I'm out of shape so much that I've pretty much turned into one around me. But, we got her rolled up in here, as you see. And I measured a few times, had to budge it a little bit, you know. It's about as even. It's as even from side to side as it's gonna get. And right now it's like directly below the bump stops. And well, she's cleaned up, she's rolled in, she's sitting under, and you know, making some progress, okay? And here's the parts that come in, okay? And before I show you these parts, I know. I got asked about the truck a couple days ago. What I was doing, what my plans was, all that jazz. Well, my biggest plan overall with every one of my vehicles is to get them back on the road. And to look kind of cool at the same time. Does that mean I'm always going to have the most expensive and the best parts? No, absolutely not. A lot of my stuff comes off Amazon, eBay, Rock Auto, you know, wherever I can find it and not completely set my wallet on fire is where I get them. Yes, sometimes that will bite you in the butt, especially when it comes to electronical stuff. But a lot of times it'll bite you in the butt. But you know, we ain't building no race car. I don't plan on her rolling across the daggum auction block at Barrett Jackson or nothing. I plan on it looking good here in North Alabama and cruising down the road and hopefully it sounds all right at the same time, you know? So, my parts are from Amazon and eBay, stuff like that. A lot of no-name stuff. But honestly, I used, I think, almost the exact same parallel 4-link on the Jeep over there. And I know for sure that it's the same, not the same rating, but the same shocks or coilover springs. They're cheap. But hey, as long as it gets a little bounce and all that, I'm good. It's whatever. So, just want to get that out the way because I had a guy talk to me the other day when I started telling him everything I was planning. He's like, oh, you need to do this. You need to look on LMC and blah, blah. And yes, I will get some stuff from LMC. I got a box back there in the corner that come with the truck that's got some LMC parts in it. And that's like, you know, the corners and stuff like that. But, and yes, you can go to LMC and buy this whole daggum, or build this whole daggum truck from the ground up because it's a popular body style. But another thing that comes with that popular body style and them making all them old parts is a lot of them got big prices. That front panel right there, if I looked right, I think that was about $300 just for that. I don't plan on spending $300 just for that. I'll cut that mug out, leave a little bit of the outside of it, outer, you know, the outline of it, and I'll get a flat piece of metal and I'll weld it on that mug, and it might not look show quality, but she'll be a heck of a lot better than she is right now. And that's all I'm going for. So, ran over. And it wasn't nothing to do with y'all. Ain't nobody on the internet said nothing. It was just I had a conversation with a guy the other day, and I don't know. Apparently he's a very particular and likes everything perfect. And I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never been perfect, won't ever be perfect, and nothing I got will ever be perfect. So, anyways, ran over. All right. This is what we got. Starting off, this is a bar to go across for me to mount some upper coilover. Some upper coilover mounts. It's already got them right there for shocks or whatever. I debated on seeing if I could just use them. I bought this before actually seeing that, so either way, I'll still be able to use that somewhere down the line if I don't use it here. Going on. Coilovers. They're cheap. No name, like I said. Well, they got a name on the box. Is that E3 USA or E USA or I don't know. I think these was 180 or 200 pound spring rate. And this right here, say I got some adjustable lower mounts that I'll have to weld on to the rear end for the coilovers. Look, that goes with the coilovers. Just should put that over. I got stuff falling down in the wrong box here. Oh, Lord help me. Struggling. What's that? Oh, yep. And these I have not taken out, of course. Are my 4-link bars. Nothing special. There's 5 of them, so one of them's for a panhard bar. And then, you know, for my front mount for the 4-link. Right there. See. Should be up here somewhere. Roundabout in there. Oh, that might be the other side actually, since that's lower. Yeah. That's, yeah. Don't scratch it now. I ain't even took it all the way out the box. Whoop. I done busted my tail, what I'm gonna end up doing. But yeah, it'll go like right around in there. Come back. Bam, bam. All that jazz. And obviously repeat on the other side. Let's see here. This will be around about here. Okay. But that was upside down. Don't do this again. See, I done this. Oh, there we look at there, look at there. That'll be like it right there. For adjustability. And obviously one of these on each side of it. Mounts to the bottom of the coilover. Blah, 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 blah. Anything else that I didn't go over. Tell you what, I should have unbagged some of this before picking up the dadgum camera, that's for sure. And then panhard bar mount. We'll have to figure that out. I'll have to figure that out. I can't go on top, okay? Like, well, let me see. I mean, I can go on top. See, on the Jeep, I messed up. Because I put her over here. I think it might have actually been on the driver's side. But anyways, it was about right there in orientation. And then the lower I got, that bar is obviously coming over this way. It was hitting the top of my daggum chunk, causing me not to be able to go down any lower. So I ended up having to change it up. So we'll see what we have to figure out on this one. But yeah. Yep. All right, and if I'm being honest, like I said, not the highest not the highest quality, I'm sure. And obviously not the highest priced. Otherwise I wouldn't. Excuse me. Otherwise I wouldn't have it. But I think I got like 200 and between 200 and 250, I think. Or it might have been between 250 and 275 on the parallel 4-link with the panhard bar. And then them coilovers, I mean, what are they? $189, $199, right at $200. And then that adjustable lower coilover mount, 30, 40 bucks. And then the upper mount with the bar and the little pieces I have to weld on for the upper mount, I think that was like 40 bucks also. So I'm in all of this for right at $500. To me, $500 is a lot of money. Okay. I ain't never had money. $500 is a lot of money to me. And honestly, if I keep doing what I like doing, messing with old vehicles, I won't ever have no money, so we ain't never got to worry about that. But but honestly, $500 for basically a complete rear suspension. I mean, you know, these people spends $500. Well, more than $500 on just coilovers. So I think we're okay. As long as the wife don't beat me, I'm okay. Let's start seeing how some of this might want to go together. And I'll shut up. Sorry. Doing a little bit more talking than I need to. All right, I was having trouble getting it because I knew I'd get a more accurate measurement side to side if I had it up as high as it would go. So I could just measure straight from the frame out. And we're even at 9 3/8 on each side. So she's in the middle. Obviously that side of the tube is just a hair longer than this side because them are not like, I'd be right in the way of that brake line there that's supposed to go into the side. Trying to weld on that. if I left these in this spot. And this, I'd be in a thicker spot there, so I'd have to trim out my dadgum bracket. But this is what I've done. I went ahead and pieced together the parallel, the 4-link kit. I got it pieced together, and I've held it up there and measured, and held it up there and measured, and done this and done that. But this is what the plan is, okay? Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to hold all this up and show you everything, but not perfectly anyways, because she's a little girthy and she likes to move. But she's gonna wrap there. It'll wind up about there. Obviously that'll be leveled up. It won't be angled like that, but it'll be something like that. Right around in there, I'll have a plate welded to the frame, and then I'll weld that to the plate that come with it. And right there. These are, well, hold on a second. This is a plate I was talking about. It'll be right around here, roughly. And then we'll weld that square tubing part of that on there. And then you got a couple gussets for each side to, you know, do what gussets do. A couple for, you got 2 for each side. Weld that around there. Hopefully get the rear end attached to the frame tomorrow. And all that fun stuff. I don't want to say that tomorrow I'll have that rear end connected to the vehicle, fully welded, and started on the coilovers. But we'll get done what we can get done in the time that we have. So now, I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, so it's been a few minutes talking to myself, you know. Sometimes you need good advice. Just kidding. Try to ask y'all, but y'all don't hear it until later, so it don't do no good to ask y'all. I like the idea of the step notch. That way I could drop this mug as low as I want to get it. You know what I'm saying? But in all reality, I put so much more fabrication work and everything on the inside of the bed. And I'm not sure I could make it look good, if we're being honest. I mean, I'm not sure the whole truck's gonna look good in the end, but I don't need to add more to it. But at the same time, I do wish it would get a little bit lower than it is. So I'm thinking a C-notch would be the answer. Thinking a C-notch would be the answer. Now that dilemma is over for the moment, we do need to go ahead and start getting this 4-link and stuff attached, because because I already got everything where it needs to be, okay? We'll go ahead and start getting that attached, make this mug kind of one piece, and then when we do our C-notch, I can just lower the rear end down, and when I raise it back up, she's gonna be where she needs to be. I ain't gotta do all that again. And when she's attached all fully and I do lower her down, she's gonna be fully enough out of the way for me to be able to do what I need to do. So, I did that one with the body on it. This ain't got no body, so if I just drop the rear end, that'd be good. I just jacked that enough. I didn't even drop the rear end. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's get to work. All right, so before I start grounding all my mess off here, I got my little thingamadooger here to make sure that all my stuff's plumb and all that mess. I held my piece up and marked the best I could. This is where the pipe itself will be. It is pretty identical on the other side that I just marked. So I've got to place this about there. And that's where this is gonna be mounted. All right, y'all, so I showed you a small clip there. That was just the very beginning. Didn't work out, had to grind it all off. Went and beveled all my edges, cleaned my plates back up on the table grinder over there. And come back. I mean, I was just laying it to it, okay? Laying the dadgum heat to it. And it's just my little flux core here. Yes, it's a flux core. She just ain't made to be welding 1/4 inch steel, okay? The highest rating, well, you know, there's only a minimum and a maximum. One switch, 2 options. I mean, you can change your wire speed, but if you can't throw the heat that it needs, I mean, that wire speed ain't gonna do you no good. But, you know, it's got a little chart on the inside of the, I need to let this mug out, right? Got a little chart on the inside of the lid. I mean, the thickness it goes up to only 3/16 of an inch. And it shows max on that gun wire speed too, so. And it's on a dedicated plug. So, I mean, it's got the power it needs the whole time. I was on the trigger the whole time, she never cut out, so. It's not like the power supply was the problem there. But, my wife might not want to hear this. But it might be time to buy a welder. If I'm gonna continue this lifestyle. All right, y'all, now we have both plates welded on. Why did that take so long? Not today, but, you know, counting yesterday. Why does that take so long? Had a lot of issues, okay? And that was all my fault. I just wasn't thinking. Grabbed longest daggum extension, longest and smallest round extension cord that I could find, apparently. And, you know, right in the middle of that, I had to change wire. So, and when I change wire, I go ahead and change the tip too. Most probably do. I don't know, just talking. But after I changed that wire and tip, I dialed my speed back just a hair. And that thing, that old flux core there surprised me on that one. Because that thing was the smoothest that I've ever had it weld. I've not done a lot of welding with it. Well, I don't know. Compared to most people, I guess. That weld a lot. But that was the smoothest it's ever ran for me. I've had this thing for a couple years. Couple, 3. Look at her. Like I said, that right there is a little wonky. All right, just let the air compressor build up. I aired the front tires up as even as possible. Made sure I had them as square as possible. That way I could get the most accurate measurements as possible. I didn't make you watch all that. 'Cause I'm boring enough, you know. You ain't got to see every little bitty step. That's whatever. But I've held these up, my 4-link set up. I filled them up, measured them. Everything's looking pretty good. I traced. Here, let me just show you. So I held my 4-link setups up to where they're going to be and traced them. It's kind of hard to. And traced them on both sides, the little squares there. They're pretty identical on both sides. I measured top and bottom and all that. Obviously, that's not going to be perfect or nothing. We are going to take the bars off. That way I'm only having to hold this front bracket up. Because I'm going to have to try to make sure it's as plumb as possible too. So that way I can manage that, get that tacked on real good. And then we'll go to the other side, do it, tack it on real good, connect the bars back, get them to where they're sitting on the rear end, measure everything about 12 million more times. After I mark where they're gonna be, I'll undo the bars, make sure they're plumb, tack them in place real good. After it's all tacked in place real good, I'll throw the bars back on probably. Take a lot more measurements just to make sure, and then we final weld all that up in. So, hopefully I stick to that and don't skimp a little bit. You know, we're trying to make sure, look, she ain't gonna be show quality because it's me doing it. But we're trying to make sure it's as good as I can do. Ain't really saying a whole lot, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, y'all, I got the front mounts tacked on, mounted the bars back up, held the rear, swung it up to where it's gonna be, measured, make sure it's the same distance, so the bracket's the same distance away from the frame, blah, blah, blah. Marked some lines on there, that way I know where to put them. Took the bars back off, just like I did when I mounted or tacked on the front ones. That way I'm not trying to hold that big monstrosity while tacking, because it ain't gonna get right. It's hard enough just holding the mount steady and tacking with the other hand. But the thing is, the back brackets, it's 2 pieces. Let me show you what I rigged up here to get my distance. I measured how big the ends on my bars was, so how far my plates needed to be apart. And then I went over here to my junk drawer, all my screws, nuts, spacers, all that mess in it. And I got this old bad boy here, look there. That'll be a whole lot easier to hold up than trying to get 2 plates perfectly square up in there. And I ain't saying this is perfect, but she a whole lot closer than I would have got trying to do that mess. Look at her. Okay, I got some carriage bolts through, rubber spacers, couple nuts, a washer, around about the same thing down here. Them spacers was a little different, so. But she measures the same. That will definitely go in there, look at there. And then once we get this one tacked on good and everything, we can take this off and use it on the other side. All right. I mean, sometimes you just gotta figure stuff out. All right, y'all. Got that one tacked on. Got my little contraption off of it. I got it on the other one, and the other one sanded or grinded and ready to be tacked on. But I'm just not gonna be able to get that tacked on today. I'll have to come out here tomorrow or well, yeah, tomorrow, and get that tacked on, put the bars on, measure everything, fully weld that. What's up, y'all? It's good morning. It's like 15 after 5 right now. I got out here a little bit ago and went ahead and tacked on the other side rear bracket. And well, let me just show you what we got. Like I said, I tacked on that other side rear bracket. Went ahead and got our bars mounted in. Everything's looking pretty good. Now remember, everything is only tacked together right now. Everything's just tacked up. We just wanted to make sure once again that everything's looking pretty good. I'm about to take a few measurements just to verify, but with the out by the eye, everything looks good. Alright, y'all. Well, other than one side of the last bracket there, it's all, the 4-link is completely welded up. I kind of just ran out of some welding wires. Don't worry, it'll get cleaned up. It looks like complete garbage, and it ain't gonna look great in the end, so if it sticks, I'm good with it. So we grind it down a little bit, throw some paint on it, it'll be okay. As long as she holds. But I guess that's about all I can really do until I get some welding wire. So I guess we'll see y'all at nap time. Alright, y'all, same day, but it's nap time, and honestly, we're probably halfway, if not a little over halfway through nap time. So I don't know how much time I got. But this morning, me and the kids, well, hold up. This morning, I ran out of welding wire. Well, the kids wasn't up when I ran out of welding wire. So I went ahead and started changing up the shop. I mean, look, that's just my comfort. That's, it's the chair that came in the seat that came in the Ranger. Well, it's comfortable. You need a seat in the shop, Because I won't be sad when them Corvette seats go in the Ranger, because what was that? Not who I thought. But I won't be sad when them go in the Ranger and I don't have them to sit in the shop because the most is comfortable, okay? But so I ran out of welding wire and started cleaning the shop, and it was a complete mess when I went in because I wasn't there when they woke up. So I had to come back out, and for a couple hours, I've been moving stuff around. I took a leaf blower, blew everything towards the front, all to one side, and then blew it towards the front and out the door. Picked up the big stuff, of course, or stuff that I need to pick up. But this is the cleanest it's been in a long time. I mean, I got junk, but that stuff needs to be worked on, or stuff I'm working with. So, don't have the garbage and all that. Anyways, me and the kids, we got some Huddle House. We love some Huddle House, okay? I mean, you can't beat some waffles, gravy, and biscuit, and bacon, and all. I mean, come on now. I don't miss many meals. But, none at all, really. But, then we went to the depot, got us some welding wire for the old flux core over there. And I've got her loaded up. She's changed out and everything, but that complaint about wore me out. I had to sit down for a minute. But we're about to get this final bracket complete. Well, that last piece of that final bracket welded fully. And then I'll try to clean up what I can. We got some crevices. There's some tight spots in there. I ain't gonna be able to clean up all of them splatter, unfortunately. We'll paint over it and hope nobody sees it, okay? If you see it, you're looking too close. All right, y'all, here she is, all fully welded. 4-link bars are connected. Looks pretty good. Took a few measurements. It looks good. I think I'm going to cycle that rear end up and down a few times just to check it out. So she goes up and down. It looks pretty good. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of movement because no pan hard bar, stuff like that. So, hey, she's on. She's connected. Technically, the truck officially has a rear end again. But that's gonna be it for this video. It might not seem like a whole lot to y'all, but I mean, it took me a while to get that rear end cleaned up after it'd been under at 71 Torino and sitting for many, probably longer than I've been alive. All right, here she is sitting on the ground. These are off the Lincoln. And that tire measures 26.5 right now, I believe. But if I can have her sitting about there, I think we'll be all right. I need to, let's see here, what can I do? I'm trying to get a visual. I wonder if I set that running board on there, see what that looks like. Which that front will be, obviously go a lot lower than it is now, I'm sure. Planning on doing that Crown Vic swap after I find me one. Let's see here. That is, oh, that's the driver's side. Not quite sure how I did that. One-handed. Is that anywhere close? Oh man, that was almost right on. Yeah. Whew, look at there. Well, that's tight. That'll be. Okay. Whoa, that's just about right, ain't it? Look at there. My goodness. Obviously, she ain't bolted up or nothing. Oh, that'll sit about right. That'll sit about right. Looking at the back part of it, not the front. Like I said, she's sitting on the bump stops, which they're like 2 1/4, 2.5 inches. Obviously, they're going to be gone. But we're wanting what it's at right now to be ride height. So we're going to cut us a little C-notch in here. That way this can be ride height, but, you know, she's got a little room to bounce. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Getting excited.